Broadcasting to all 27 star systems from our interstellar headquarters in Heijengai, this is the Fatherhood News. Good evening. We start today's broadcast with the news that the GD69 League in Uchala Roja could be heading to a full outbreak state. Uchala Roja is the most popular star system within the Fatherhood Space, and citizens are advised to take extra due care and attention when travelling to that system in their hunt for pharmaceutical isolators. In related news, the GD69 League war machine has continued to dominate the war in the Fatherhood star system of Gertrude. Erasmus Walden is so confident of this win that she has declared today a public holiday for all citizens of the GD69 League in Gertrude. All this while she faces civil unrest and infrastructure failure in her home system due to record investment in the military that many have said will lead to a bust state for this troubled leader. In other news, pirates have attacked local Fatherhood faction ships in Kiriniri, with local security forces reporting the loss of over 100 ships and billions of tons of cargo. Many have suspected the Kiriniri Gold crew behind this attack. However, these accusations have been vigorously rejected. And finally, the Fatherhood have claimed another day of victory in Hamaki in the election for the Orbis star system of Batuta Gateway. The new Hamaki Democrat supporters have said they were not expecting this level of support for a new faction in their star system and have reached out to Glanuchum for equality for support in all future conflicts against the Fatherhood.
Are you feeling old and decrepit? Is your dilapidated, shriveling husk of a body failing? Does shoveling bio-waste day in, day out, for hour upon hour upon hours have you down? Has life lost her luster, turning the tawny brown of the very bio-waste you heft to and fro? Has the drudgery become unbearable?
Well, fret no further, turd herder, cause Terramata Bloodbores will put you back at the peak of your game. Terramata Bloodbores, it's like surfing a rainbow on the back of a unicorn. Never seen a rainbow? It doesn't matter. What is a unicorn? That doesn't matter, cause you're on a rocket ship, baby. You are the rocket ship. Terramata Bloodbores will make you feel like a focused beam laser strapped on dirty, drag-dried thrusters. And lightning! With Terramata Bloodbores, you are lightning! Side effects may incur paranoia, labored breathing, irregular pattern hair loss, moderate to severe hemorrhage, weight loss, sleeplessness, tremors, night terrors, bedwetting, tumescent pustules, rage eating, and certain sexual side effects may occur. Some cases of homofertilititis have been reported. Consult your physician if you experience uncontrollable hemorrhagic bowel evacuation lasting longer than 33 minutes. Terramata Bloodbores, ride the lightning!
Moving on today to our Galnet news review with our reporter Reese Baxter. Hello Reese and welcome to the show.
Hello Zane, thank you for having me.
Thank you. And our understanding is that a historic act was signed today in the Galactic Summit.
Yes, prior to the summit being cancelled, there was a historic treaty signed known as the Cornelius-Lasky Convention.
Interesting. And what does this treaty actually do?
Well, it's also known as the Affiliated Counter-Terrorism Unit, but the treaty requires superpowers to share information for large-scale attacks against civilian populations.
Information sharing. Okay, and will there be a individual, or is it a task force that will be leading this?
Oh, there's definitely a task force leading this. And if you remember the League of Reparations in 3304, the task force that was leading that by the three superpowers is also leading this one. So you have Captain Niam Setoinia from the Imperial Internal Security Service. You have Inspector Mara Klatt from the Allegiance Interpol, and you have Tanya Ramirez from the Federal Intelligence Agency.
Excellent. And do you believe that the NMLA's action expedite the signature of this act?
Most definitely. They look to be getting ready to get down to work very shortly. They've even asked the Pilots Federation to give permission to independent pilots to give information of anything they know on the situation with the NMLA.
And speaking of the NMLA's action, what's the latest update on the attack that happened last week on the stations?
Well, the Pilots Federation is still working hard with local charities, and they're reporting that they're pretty close to a full evacuation of many of the stations. They also have most of the medical supplies needed.
Oh, that's fantastic news. But, however, we're getting reports that a key figure within the Federation may have been one of the casualties of those attacks. Do you have any more information on that?
Yes, unfortunately, in Li Qingzhao, the Federation's Vice President Brad Mitchell was one of the casualties and has passed away.
Oh, I thought some prayers are with the Mitchell family. Has any leaders kind of commented on the passing of Bradley Mitchell?
So the President, Zachary Hudson, shortly after, had released a statement saying, "This atrocity is nothing less than a declaration of war, and we will respond accordingly. For now, we mourn the loss of my close friend, Brad Mitchell, and other heroes of the Federation. I will personally appoint replacements to their positions soon."
Oh, interesting. And what is the atmosphere in the local promenades in and around the bubble regarding the NMLA?
Well, independent systems are saying that they still think that the Marlinists are good because of their background and history of non-violence and whatnot.
And is that, I'm guessing that feeling is not shared by the Empire in the Empire stations?
Most definitely not. Back in September, there was that bomb that assassinated Prince Harold Duval, and that wound is still resonating with the people inside the Empire. And they blame the Neo-Marlinists, obviously, and some of them even blame the Marlinists.
Oh, okay. And what about the Federation citizens? Are they who seem to be kind of caught in the middle of all this?
Well, you could say that it's split down the middle. Those that are sympathetic to President Zachary Hudson are basically calling this a virtual signaling aid program for fake refugees and basically calling the Marlinists terrorists. Then you have those that are sympathetic towards Shadow President Felicia Winters, and they are saying that these are people that need our aid, need our help and protection from the Empire.
Wow. And what have the Marlinist or the NMLA kind of said? Have they claimed credit for this attack at all?
Interestingly enough, the NMLA has not yet claimed responsibility for the attacks, but the Marlinists have reiterated on multiple occasions that they do not support the NMLA and they do not support the destruction and death that they have caused.
Interesting insight as usual, Reese. Thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully we will speak to you again on the next Fatherhood News.
Thank you, Zane. Hello and welcome to another segment here, Fatherhood Audience. We are here today to welcome Hamaki to the Fatherhood Space. And what better way to welcome this system than talk to one of our many truckers that frequent the area, Sidney King.
You all right, Dwayne? How you doing, mate? Take a seat.
Now, Sidney, you know I gotta ask, what you got under this hood?
Yeah, mate. You know, standard stuff, innit? Put a 6A frame shift. Got to make sure got it that jump. Touch it up with a little mass manager to give it that extra wah.
Well, tell me how far she jumped.
How far she jumps? Mate, don't you worry about that. This little badger here, just 19 light years.
Well, hot damn, you must have stripped her down.
Yeah, like, like them dancers over at the Family of Ashandra clubs. You know what I mean, don't you? Don't you, Dwayne?
Does that mean you put dirty drabs on here?
Oh, mate, dirtier the better. That's how I like
About
it.
to say, last time you boosted, swear she done grumbled like my mother-in-law during the holidays. So, Sydney, you've been trucking in these parts for a long time now?
Yeah, my old man used to do it. Granddad used to do it. We mainly run food cartridges and that out of Burton Gateway. Lovely little money earner. Large landing pads and all that. Means I can get Betty here. We're Type 9 in and out the loading bay. Food cartridges, ship it over to Calaga. Sweet as a nut, mate.
Well, that's not the only large station in the system, is it, Sydney?
Nah, mate. We've got 3 of them. Lavelle Terminal, that's nice for fruit and veg. Wagner Station, that's also good, but, it's them carriolas. Gotta spin your head round to find where the mail slot is to get in.
So, what does Commander got to do to get a little fun around here?
Well, them health nuts, they like to visit that Blue Grace Health Club. Getting all their freaky healthy stuff on there. I mean, I only go, don't get me wrong, I go there, but I sit in the sauna, naked as the heavens made me, sweating out all the antitoxins, or whatever the missus calls it.
That's a vivid image. I guess I'll remember to bring my towel.
Yeah, do you know what? We've also got the best health care in the whole galaxy. Emerald Prospect Infirmary can fix you right up sharpish. About, if you've been in a fight or whatnot. Nice looking nurses there too. I mean, I've been banned from it now, but, it was good for a while.
So, what about the fuzz? I mean, is Smokey sitting there hiding behind the rings at a gas giant or something?
Nah, you don't need to worry about that, man. Saladin Mobile Security Services, headquartered right here, mate. Right here. They look after you. You got to pay your dues to the new Hamaki Democrats faction. 20% on all your trades. Not a bad deal if you ask me.
So what about the planets here? Are there any of them got an atmosphere for some planetary landings,
What? Planetary landings? What do you want to land in a planet for? We're space people. If you want to run around in your little SRV, then get your little boy racer self and go to some Ponzi system like that Wolf 186 or whatever.
Well, how do you feel about the Fatherhood being in the system right now?
Yeah, nice bunch of people. Gotta say, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've heard about them few wrong uns, like that Shadow Druid. He's a shifty one, isn't he? And Hotpoint, well, we know how shady he is with, your former anchor, but we're not talking about that no more.
Sydney, I want to thank you kindly for showing us around here, and thank you for the Fatherhood News for sending us out here to check out Hamaki.
Yeah, no bother, mate. No bother. Anytime. For the Fatherhood News, I have been Zane Shepherd. Remember, Commanders, don't dream of the stars, fly amongst them. Thank you, and good night.